Boom! What is up, everybody, and welcome
Ooh.
to the Football Boot Hour with me, James, here on the Boot Wizard channel, and of course, as always, joined by my co-host Andrew of the Lockhart Boot blog. We
One
have
more
people
awake
in the
today.
chat already. It's blowing up. We got Boot Maniacs here, Billy's here, Chris's Footy Kicks is here, and Clippy's Collection is here. You will notice some of you have little like crowns next to your names, and I will tell you what they're for a little bit later. However, we should get into what we're going to talk about this week. A lot has happened. So, of course, we've had the Hypervenom drop yesterday. We've got a new Hypervenom launch announced. We have a new Predator, which is what we're going to go with kind of first. It's going to be a big topic podcast. We've got another new Predator. We have multitude of other releases, probably a little rant from me, and I've got boots here. So it's all going on.
Yeah.
However, Andrew, how you doing? Just checking in. How's things?
All right. I'm actually more awake this week. I hung out with J Mike this week.
There we
really,
go.
really cool.
Nice.
He's a really, really freaking cool guy. As you might imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of good fun. We went boot shopping. And
Boot
I got
shopping
no
with
video
J-Mike.
and no photos whatsoever because it just totally wouldn't by me. So.
Pictures or it didn't happen. You're making this all up.
No,
is J Mike your girlfriend in Canada?
No.
Is this what's happening?
Okay, look, for proof, I have some Danish candy, and he now has an Albrecht's Niigata kit.
Nice. What Danish candy did he bring you?
He brought me that one that's like the pink, brown, and white one.
Mm-hmm.
The really famous
I know the one you
one.
mean. Yeah.
And then the little rolls, the tiny little bread rolls.
Yeah. That's very cool of him. Very cool of him.
That was really cool. Well, I brought him some stuff too. So
nice.
I met his video producer, editor. He was really nice as well.
Okay. It's weird. Like, obviously, I'd like to meet J Mike. I've only spoken to him. I've never actually met him. I'd like to meet him just because of that. But I'd also really like to meet his editor and just to talk to him about what he does and how he does it. That would be super interesting for me. Yeah, DJ, we will get to the crowns shortly. What I can say is that if you are a member, if you go up to the top of the chat, there should be a little community button with a little crown, and if you click on it, you will be able to see your name there. So I will get to that, but it's not important to the majority of people who are watching this podcast right now. So let's get into it. I will quickly, I suppose, run through my pickups, and then we'll jump into the other stuff. So firstly, huge shout out to Justin, Texas Cleat Collector. I don't think he's here at the moment. Member of the Bootcast podcast. Because he sent me a pair of boots this week. I bought them. I bought them, and they wouldn't ship to here, so I sent them to him. He sent them to me. They were also came in a box with a dress that my wife wanted, so I sent a dress to him as well.
Oh yeah,
and
the dress.
made him explain to his wife why he was having a woman's extra small size dress sent to him. But anyway, so this is a strange pickup of a boot, but it does kind of make sense from a content point of view. But I've essentially bought a boot that I don't like. So I have these. So I bought these. I think they were $50, brand new from the store. And this is obviously the F50 Elite in the women's kind of mid-cut version, which I did do a review on. In the review, I think my words were, these aren't for me, because of their fit and all that kind of stuff. And I also generally dislike every single F50 Elite laced, laceless. The Plus is okay, because of the upper, other than the original. And yet I still bought them. The idea is content. So I have a couple of videos I want to make. One is literally about the upper. I feel like I've got to the point where it's like a video has to be made. So I'm going to make a video on the upper. And the other being, I wanted to, there's actually two more reasons. One being that I wanted to try the women's fit versus, for example, the Puma women's fit. When that comes in, I kind of wanted to see what the differences are when Puma dropped that new women's fit. So I thought that would be a good video. And also, when I dropped my original review of these, I had a lot of people kind of in the comments, not in any kind of malicious way, but basically saying, oh, Josh, and I do think J Mike as well, had said that these were basically the same as the F50, the regular F50, in terms of everything other than the centerpiece, this, and the insole. Other than that, it was the same. And I felt completely differently when I tried them on. And so I kind of wanted to, like, you almost doubt yourself. I'm second guessing myself, right?
Yeah.
So I have them here, and I tried them on earlier. I will die on this hill. It's different. Like, it is different. I swapped out the insole from the women's fit insole to the regular insole. It is different. But I'll get into all of that in a review. Nobody really wants to hear about my F50s today. The other thing that I got, I dropped a video on 3 hours ago. Everybody go and watch the video after the podcast, please. Boom. It's my Vinnies. So the old Vinny Juniors arrived here. And these, I'm not going to go into huge amounts of detail because I was planning on just doing an unboxing video on these, which I did. But an unboxing video takes me like 5-6 minutes. But I found an awful lot of interesting things that I wanted to talk about with these. And my video ended up being like 15 minutes long as I broke down these and the difference between these and the like the regular release colorway, like the Mad Ambition pack I have. There are areas of this boot that are significantly different. And like I say, I don't want to go into it in a big way because I took a lot of time into a 15-minute video to go into that. So do please check out that video at the end of the pod or tomorrow or something like that. But just from a purely looks point of view, I really like these. I think these look fantastic. I think it's a very, very nice looking football boot. It's a shame it got absolutely buried by the Hypervenom.
I think that was done on purpose.
I also think that was done on purpose. I think Nike could have dropped this at any time, and they chose to drop it and announce it a day, 2 days before they announced the biggest release of the year.
You're supposed to wear it, I think, in the Champions League.
The Champions League, yeah.
Then they're supposed to wear it against Barcelona. And that didn't happen. Yeah.
That didn't happen either. So, yeah, like, it's just a boot that, like, you know, is there, exists. But no, I really like it. The sole plate's fantastic. Looks absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's a really nice sole plate.
Personally, you know, this is very much personal preference. I would have loved it if one boot was this and one boot was this rather than half and half.
That would have been
cool.
And
that's I think I just have a bias towards Trix Pack boots. But anyway, that's the Vinny Juniors. Please do go and check out my video definitely. After Ye Olde podcast. The chat is going insane. Andrew, have you seen anything that needs to be addressed immediately, or should we continue to move on? Let's move on. Keep coming in with the chat, guys, but it's difficult to keep up there. There's a lot of you. I absolutely love it. Keep going, but we will get going.
I heard the white Hypervenom remake is better than the orange. Do you think that could be other made in Bosnia quality? No, it's not that, but apparently the white is better than the orange. Yeah.
So let's look at it. Like, let's have a look at the Hypervenom Transform. So let's jump into these. So this is the Hypervenom Transform Hydra something or other. What's the other word? There's another word in there, isn't there? No, just Transform Hydra.
Yeah.
It's just Transform Hydra. Anyway, so this is the Transform Hydra, and I'm sure anybody who's watching live has seen this, but if you haven't seen this, it is essentially a version of the Transform colorway that was previously released, which changed color from black to red with heat. These change from white to blue with water. And now the actual mechanism of it is that when it gets wet, the top layer kind of disappears and reveals the blue underneath, which I think is kind of cool. And apparently
really cool.
J-Mike, speaking of J-Mike, it's J-Mike that said this. Apparently it's a like perfect invert of what we got on the transform, on the other transform, which I think is very, very cool. So you've got heat to water, and the colorway is a perfect invert. So I think that's very, very cool. Hold on, I do have a picture here of the actual boots in color transformed. I came prepared this week. Yeah, it's a bit gimmicky, but I kind of like it. It's a bit different.
It's very gimmicky, but yeah, I also like it. It's different. I think it's different. Yeah, it's a different kind.
And you know what? It's not like the cosmic speed upper on the Mercurial that was gimmicky and was detrimental to the boot. This isn't detrimental to the boot, and as mentioned and by reports, it's softer. So if anything, it's better.
It's softer. The upper apparently is more durable, and it's got better lockdown.
Like, what's not to like?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I am definitely going for a pair of these when they drop. Is it the second or the third that they drop? Can you remember? Second.
I speaking of drops, so like I completely missed it on the Hypervenom drop at like 9 a.m. Here.
Yeah, you didn't seem to care at all.
Well, I was on a bullet train on the way back home, and I was like, maybe something drops at 9. I don't remember. I'll check at 10. It's normally at 10. And then I looked, and I was like, it was 9. And then I was like, why didn't I know what time it was releasing? I never saw it announced by the retailer. And last night, before I was going to bed, I was flipping through all their like announcements and stuff on their website. And the Hypervenom announcement was just buried under a ton of other news. So I was like, all right. So this one I'm ready for. We'll see if I get a pair. I will be straight up honest. I'm only getting a pair to review, to put it on the website, because it will drive views to my website. I do not really care about these boots. I was never big of a fan back in the day. Just... yeah,
that's kind of where I am with the orange and black ones, to be honest. I have them to review for the channel, but the transform ones I will probably actually do a full like play test, wear test, all that kind of stuff with them. So
what's up, Justin?
I am excited with that, for that anyway. So I think that's pretty cool anyway. But speaking of the drop, I suppose before we move on, the drop was interesting. So I put out 2 videos on this. One today, which was basically me saying that the drop was actually very enjoyable, because it felt like there was an excitement. There was an excitement in the boot community that we haven't had for a while, because like I feel like we used to get this excitement from remakes and certain drops, and then it's just been diluted and diluted and diluted, which we will talk about with this pred. They've killed a lot of the interest. We sit here every week and go, another boot. Like you've sapped our love for boots. Like that's hard to do. So this Hypervenom remake I found it was exciting. It was nice to see everybody kind of unified in being excited about something and looking to go and get it.
Telling each other where you could find it, who's got pairs still,
so or you can get them here. Loads and loads of really really great kind of community helping each other out. I'm going to say something that I think a lot of people may not like, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think that Nike did a good job with the amount that was available. Like I know it was hard, and I know people missed out, but I don't think that I don't think the Nike stocking was the issue. No. There was so many units, and in so many places. I know a lot of people come out and said, "Oh, Nike haven't released enough," and all this kind of stuff. I don't think Nike really are to blame here. I think Nike did a good job. Could they have made more? Of course they could.
Yeah.
But I generally think that they got the amounts about right, especially in the knowledge that there's a second colorway coming.
Yep.
I don't really have a problem with that.
I've heard rumors of several other colorways coming as well.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
hope that this is what that will be a problem when there's just multiple colorways over and over and over again. Like I'm not a fan of that at all. You're going to do the Predator to the Hypervenom and basically, kill all the interest, kill all the hype, milk it until it's dry. So I think Nike did well.
I won't feel guilty about what I'm thinking about doing to my pair.
What are you thinking about doing to your pair?
Oh, some say they're fire boots, so I'm split. I kind of want to destroy them after I review them, but at the same time, I know after I review them, I'm just going to try and make my money back.
Yeah, but you will make your money back.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about like overcharging people. I did this for the Moment Preds as well. Like, I did this thing where I brought them in, made a couple of videos, and then I listed them basically so I'd get my money back. And when I put them up here, people are like, "Is this the real thing?" I was like, "Yes." Have you worn them? No. Why are you selling them for so cheap? I'm like, I just want my money back. What everybody else is doing is stupid.
Exactly.
And because of that, because I sold mine for so cheap, the prices started dropping here on the resale market.
Love that.
Yeah.
Which I suppose leads me to my other video, which was the first one that I put out yesterday. I seem to have rubbed an awful lot of people up the wrong way with that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my word. So for anybody who didn't see it, I put a video up, short, it's about 3 minutes long, on Instagram and on TikTok yesterday, basically saying the long and short version of this video is don't buy boots at inflated prices from resellers.
Yep.
That was essentially it. I was saying if you missed out, don't go out and spend 100, 200, 300 euros above the retail price by buying them from people who have essentially gone, picked them up, and are scalping you. I'm saying that if we don't do that, we can kill the market. Like if everybody acts, I'm not saying this is actually going to happen, by the way. Like I'm not, thinking for a second it's going to happen. Yeah, but I feel like I have a limited but larger than most platform, and I feel like I can use that to be like, let's try and make a change as a group and as a community to make it more difficult for people who are doing this to make a quick buck and to make a lot of money, make them consider whether it's worth doing for the next drop. So I said this, and I stand by every single word I said.
Yeah.
And I have had a fair few people who are very upset at this concept. And I'm like, well, if you look through the comments and all the people who are getting in, like some of this is in DMs, but generally, every single person who is just me, you, everybody in the chat is there going, yes, absolutely agree. We shouldn't do this. We should take a stand. Completely agree with you. It's unethical, all this kind of stuff. And the only people who are defending it are the people who are doing it. Like they're like,
and the response is saying like, why are you attacking me? And it's like, well, I didn't mention you by name.
I didn't mention a single person by name. I didn't criticize like reselling as a business, as an industry, which some people seem to have thought that I did. And I even pointed somebody to this podcast because we did a podcast.
Yeah, we did a podcast.
Sixth podcast, something like that. Oh God, that was loud. Fifth, sixth podcast. The whole podcast concept was, are resellers bad? And we went through the whole thing knowing where we were going. And at the end, we came to the conclusion, resellers are good. In fact, resellers are pretty much essential for the football boot community. We support them. 100%. We want them. We love them. We don't want scalpers. Completely different thing. So yeah, and the amount of people that got upset by it and literally thought I was personally attacking them and all this kind of stuff and trying to defend all this thing. I'm like, you're outing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Like
you are telling us that you are not to be trusted.
Exactly. There was one reseller who I had a rather long public debate with, and my last message on this particular long public debate was essentially, okay, let's leave this here and we will let people decide. People can decide. If they agree with Boot Wizard, they can continue to follow Boot Wizard. If they agree with you, they can continue to use you as a seller. If they disagree with you, they can stop buying from you.
Yeah.
About 10 seconds later, that entire thread got deleted.
Yeah.
Like, it's not there anymore. They deleted their initial comment and it all went. And that says everything. Like, the fact that I'm saying, okay, cool, let people decide. Like, they can follow me. If they disagree with me, they can unfollow me and they can not watch Boot Wizard, not go to Boot Wizard, they're fine. If they don't agree with you, they can not buy from you because you're being unethical. You're not following good business practices. And the whole thread got deleted in seconds. I do have some screenshots. I wish I had more. But yeah, honestly, I don't really enjoy interactions like that. I don't really enjoy arguing with people or debating with people. I don't find it fun at all. And it does take away from some of the fun of what we do. But some stuff is important to actually say, I think, you have to put that out there, use, as I said, that limited platform I have to do the most good that I think I can. And I just, it's a shame that it happens, but I thought it was important to do.
Yeah, you're back.
Am I back? What?
Yeah. But it's like, if we're not speaking up about this stuff, what's the point of doing what we're doing?
Absolutely. I like OC Boot Blog. Ollie's here, by the way. Ollie, welcome. Thank you very much. Ollie is a Leeds fan, so he's a happy man right now. So the OC Boot Blog has kind of succinctly put it together quite well. Resellers of old boots, good. Resellers who snap up new and limited boots and inflate the price, bad. Yeah, it's a very, obviously, small version of it, but that is kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's where we're at. That's kind of my rant out the way. It wasn't really a rant. I'm trying to, we're trying to be positive, or at least I am. And that's our thoughts on the Hypervenom. I suppose we should rank the Hypervenom, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Good.
Yes. Is it great with the transforming?
I guess we can put it in great.
I think it's great with the transforming.
Of trying to get past my bias against the Hypervenom.
It absolutely is, yeah. If it didn't transform, I'd give you it, but it transforms. So I'm gonna have to push that for great.
The one person who'd be pleased that if I lit my boots on fire would be Justin.
Absolutely. Oh dear. Do you have anything else you would like to add about the drop or the Hypervenom in general? Because I did a lot of talking there.
So what I did was, they showed up a lot on the resale market here, people trying to do the same thing. And there was one person who got 10 pairs, and we got nowhere near the amount that y'all
the rest of the world did, yeah.
We only have, Nike didn't even sell them. It was just Soccer Shop Camo.
Okay.
And so basically a bunch of people, including me, started leaving comments on the listings like, hey, by the way, if Camo finds out who you are, that you bought a bunch of pairs to resell, they will ban your account from buying from them.
Right.
And so interestingly, a lot of the posts
listings start disappearing.
Yep, they start disappearing. And I even went I never do this, but I even went to Camo and emailed them. I was like, hey, this person on Mercari is selling stuff.
Yeah.
And saying it was the arrogance of it. They were coming out saying hey, I picked these up from SS Camo. That's how you know they're real. And it's Camo has had a long-standing policy of do not flip limited editions.
Okay.
Do not do this. We will ban you. So it's
yeah.
All right, I reported them. So they're considering how big this drop was. There's only about 6 pairs available on the resale market now. So I think people got scared and pulled them down.
That's very
They're not returning them. I'm sure they'll wait till the heat dies down and do it again.
Yeah. But for now.
Yeah.
Small wins.
Small wins. But, it's kind of, I want these bastards to be on edge. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. Make them think twice. Twice.
Yeah. So
so I just want to address Brickscene just says unfortunately this happens in every collectible community. Scalpers are an unfortunate byproduct of cool stuff. I agree. And I agree that it's something, it's yes, it's a byproduct of cool stuff. And yes, it's a byproduct of limited amounts, but it doesn't have to be.
No.
Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like, I've had a few people message me and be like, almost the argument being, it just is how it is. And I was like, it doesn't have to be.
And it
Because
doesn't
these
have to
people
be this
don't
way.
have to act like this. They don't have to be asshats. And we don't have to buy from them.
We've ruined collecting in everything.
Yeah, everything.
Comics, cards,
everything.
All sorts. My tiny ass town that I live in, the local place that sells Pokemon cards, they do not have them on display.
Right.
I'm in small town.
Yeah.
And you have to go behind the register to ask, and it's limited to
Oh
one per
God.
customer. And it's like, if they're even doing it here where I live, like,
yeah,
it's the same thing. The Switch 2 is coming. It's the same thing. It's limited one per customer.
Yeah.
And just as an aside, what Nintendo has done here basically is when the original Switch launched, they had tons of people flying from overseas buying them.
Mm-hmm.
So what Nintendo has done is there's now two versions of the Switch 2 here. There's a Japan version that can only play games in Japanese, and an international version. And the international version is
more expensive.
Lined up. It's more expensive, and it's lined up to be the same price it is overseas.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, the one hand, that helps defeat the scalpers. On the other hand, I get
Screws
boned
you.
because, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's kind of ruining it for everyone. It really is.
It is.
But I also agree with...
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I also agree with Brickscene on the next point, which says resellers become awesome when we want something that's long retired. Absolutely. Then they're providing a service. They're providing a service and sourcing things that we can't get hold of. And at that point, go for it. Like, absolutely, you are providing a service, and that is where we need resellers. That's what we need them for. We need them for under retail stuff. We need them for stuff we can't get anymore. And that's what they're great for. That's what they're really great for. And I love having them around for that. So that's great.
Yeah. The Mizuno stuff. So the things today, I'm not going. J Mike very kindly put in a word for me. And the answer was still no. So basically, I think the new Melia will be revealed today. It should go on sale tomorrow, because tomorrow's the launch day. And then, I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed, but it is what it is. It sucks because, like, I feel in some ways I've kind of been put in my place. Like, it made me realize like how small and insignificant I am to these guys still.
Mm.
And like, no matter how long I've done this, no matter my history of working and stuff, just I don't matter to them, essentially.
Yeah.
So
I know. I know what you mean. I know how you feel. There's a few things that have events not as big as the Mizuno one at all, but a few events that have gone on where I'm a little bit. I've occasionally been like, was I not considered for that? Like, was I okay? Fair enough. Like, it's nothing as important to me as the Mizuno event would be to you and your blog and things like that. But it is that thought occasionally of, okay, I know where I stand.
J Mike asked me if I'd gotten an invite. A sports leader, that store in Italy, asked me if I'd gotten an invite. I had several other people reach out and ask me if I was going, like retailers asked me if I was going to be there, like we can meet up. And I was like, no, I'm not on that level with them. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck,
No, it's okay. So basically, the Mizuno is just going to be slightly updated again, as always.
Yeah, just a small update to the Melia, basically.
Yeah. So
don't expect like sweeping changes.
No, there's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah.
So
is there anything you're expecting to change? Like anything that you're like, oh, that's probably the thing they'll update?
My guess is the leather will be slightly updated. The heel fit will be updated. And I think they've redone the sole plate durability again.
Okay.
I'm guessing we will get a proper AG model in the Japan model at this point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Out Tanaka's signature colorway. Look, if he plays long enough, he will get a signature but it'll be like when he retires. They don't like doing signature colorways in the Melia.
Ollie also wants to know if Tanaka signature shirts are limited to one per customer because they must be being snapped up left, right, and center.
Not as much as you might think, buddy.
Oh dear. Okay, so what we'll do very quickly is I will quickly explain those crowns and the thing at the top.
Oh, hold up. I want to annoy people by making them wait longer. I did have a pickup.
Way gonna put some runners loopholes in boots.
Mm-hmm. My protos are gonna get it, and my wave cups are gonna get it. I have my old battered wave cups. I did it too, and what an improvement! Yeah.
Did it work out quite well the first time? Because I butchered my TMOs doing it the first time.
I butchered them as well. I was like putting loads of different holes and stuff. But yeah. What a massive difference.
Yeah, it's amazing when it's done. But actually doing it for the first time, I absolutely butchered those boots.
My God. This thing's legendary. I love it.
Yeah. Ollie, OC Bootblog, who's here today, he's done it a few times and he's always swears by it. So shout out to Ollie.
I'm going to I'm getting the F50 Plus off of Justin. And
nice. You're gonna stick some laces in it?
Actually, what I'm gonna do with those, yes, I'm gonna stick some laces. I'm gonna review them and get some laces put in. But there's a store in Tokyo called Ore Noashi, and the guy who does all their custom work is a buddy of mine now. So I'm gonna ask him to do it so it can be professionally done.
Nice.
Because while I trust myself punching small holes, I do not trust myself doing
all the holes all the way up the upper.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
Chris's Footy Kick says he's done his protos and it made a huge difference. So, Jonas, the Puma Unisports we covered last week. They were on last week's.
So, J-Mac very kindly, I bought a pair of the Dream Chaser New Balance boots, and then instead of having them shipped to me, I had them hold them, and then J-Mike picked them up for me to bring over here. He brought them. So excited. Cool box, cool boots. I looked at them. Goddamn New Balance and their sizing, because I was like, I'm always 7.5 UK in almost everything, even Addi. And so I was like 7.5 UK. And I forgot 7.5 UK New Balance is a US 8, not 8.5. And they were just too tight. And I looked at J-Mike and I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. You brought an entire box, not just the boots. You brought the box because the box is special. And they were too small. And he's like looking at me. He's like, it's okay, man. I can just take them back. I was like, I'm so sorry. And now we got to do a return process. And do the return process. And then now I need to pay for shipping to get them out here.
Yeah.
So I was trying to save money and New Balance screwed me. I'm going to blame New Balance.
We're going to blame New Balance for you getting your sizing wrong. Okay, fine. Yeah. Let's do that. New Balance sizing is screwy. And it's
doctors, dude.
Ollie said you should have just taken the insoles out.
No. Do not ruin my boots. Those were an homage to Ben's love for us. Yeah, but I have speed flows as well, and Ben worked on those. So
Ben also worked on the speed flow, so that's fair. Right, so let's explain the crowns, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see Hamza here has a little a crown and a number 3. Hamza, our most recent member, by the way, for anybody who's interested. Ollie's got a little 3 there. There's a 2 and a 1. I think Clippy's Collection's got one. So if you go into the chat, up to the top, there is a community with a little crown. You can click on it. And what that does is it opens up a whole list of basically everybody that is in the chat. And now I haven't done this. YouTube has done this, but I really like it. And what it does is it gives you like XP points for being on lives and for being like the first person on a live and being like the second person on a live and things like that. So some of the lads have got a bit of had a bit of an advantage on some. Will eventually have some advantage on the leaderboard because they'll join my members only lives. And yeah, so for comments and when you joined and various things like that, there's now a leaderboard. I had nothing to do with this, but I'm kind of down for it. Not gonna
that's
lie.
really cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that. I've got a friend who's a fashion influencer, and on her lives, that just randomly popped up, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
what
And
is
she's like,
this?
"Yeah, it's just some new thing YouTube doing." It's like, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
so YouTube are doing a new thing, and you can get like XP, and you get little trophies depending on like how long you're on the live, when you joined the live, things like that. And it'll kind of alternate the first place, second place, third place, depending on like how long you're on the live for, and like if you were first on and things like that. So at the moment, like Neil's number 1 and Rishi's number 2 and Hamza's number 3.
Jesus Football's right. It is like XP on Twitch. They literally ripped it from Twitch.
Yes, they took it from Twitch and made it into a leaderboard, and I kind of love it. It's really fun on the members only lives as well. So because that's the first time I saw it today, because we did 2 members only lives today. So yeah, good times. So that is that explained, ladies and gentlemen.
What is the conversion of XP to a zero glide? 10 XP per pair.
100,000 XP per consideration.
Yeah, seriously. Billy wants zero glide laces so bad. Man, I've shipped some to Ukraine recently. A guy put in an order with me. Put in an order, and he ordered some boots, and he wanted zero glide laces. He's like, "Can you ship these to Ukraine?" And I was like, "Yes." So I was sitting at the post office, and on their system, they have a list of cities that are in the war zone and what aren't, of places they can ship stuff to and not ship stuff to. And like, yeah. And she's like, "Oh, this area doesn't look great. Oh, this city is okay." So I was like, "All right."
Oh God.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I don't think my postal service is shipping to Ukraine at all. I just don't think they're shipping out there. Like you couldn't send something. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the boots, and then we'll finish on the Zidane Preds. So the other boots that released this week, there were a few. I'm going to bring these up because they kind of dropped today, and
okay, so basically what's happened here is Nike saw the boots only summer trend, and they said, we need to capitalize this on immediately. So they went into marketing overdrive, came up with these images, and then said it's coming later. So what's happened is Nike saw a trend, want to hop in on it, but they don't have the tech to do it yet. And they saw that Addi was able to do it already.
Yeah, because Addi did it with the whatever boots, yeah.
And they just slapped something together and then came up with some tech for it and are releasing it later this year, which it's a trend. Like, how stupid do you have to be?
The trend is dead already.
Who at corporate is like, this is a good idea. Let's do it.
The trend is dead already. If you can't react within a week to a trend, it's done. Like, I'm sure some people will go out and buy these. Will be interested in them, especially considering they've used obviously that white and gold Tiempo and the R9 Mercurial. But I don't care. Not even the tiniest little bit. I could not care less.
Like, I'm sure some people, who's saying these will wind up in the outlets? Yeah, Alan Diaz was like, we'll hit outlets. Yeah, they'll wind up in the outlets because nobody cares.
Yeah, and especially because, like I say, the trend will be dead by then. So, like, there's even less reason for people to buy them.
It won't be ready by summer. They'll come up with some new thing to try and get them to gain traction.
Yeah,
it'll be like boots only always, or some stupid crap like that.
That's absolutely what's gonna happen. Yeah. I swear, we need to bookmark that. It's going to be boots only always, and we need to have that.
Yeah, and they'll have some of it and slap it on some fashion influencers. And
I feel like the chat absolutely agrees with that these are awful.
Yeah.
So I think with that in mind, it goes in awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Addi makes a great point. Not enough genuine football people in these companies anymore. Yeah, they don't care.
So true. So true.
It's all about money.
And with them mixing, like, they're not they don't have like a dedicated football team that's only doing football either. Like there's too many people mixed into too many things, so that it really, I think, really has an impact.
The person in our chat who you think of anybody would like these likes them.
Justin.
Yep.
I knew it.
My God, I love you, Justin.
Justin, you're the best. I hope you saw my the early part of the pod, Justin, where I was talking about you and these, and also the members only unboxing of them. I heaped many a praise on you, but you do have some terrible takes, my friend. Next boot. So these dropped. They're not a particularly exciting drop, but it's a nice looking colorway. That
like
kind
that
of
colorway. That's very nice.
It's like Adidas kind of EQ kind of green with a white and silver hiccups. I think it's nice. I don't really have good.
Yeah, we'll put in good.
We'll give Kips to the benefit of the doubt on that one. I am really still waiting for them to come up or release like a specific Griezmann version of that boot that's a little bit more premium. Like, so have the CLR, have it as it is, but have like a CLR Griezmann and make it like a real like boot heads boot. Charge an extra €50 for it. Go up into that mid 100 to 120 to 150 euro range and really have a premium boot. I'd really like to see that from them because they have the money. They're a big company. They could do something very, very interesting. So I'm hoping we do get that. Okay. Nice. What else have we got? We have these. Now these didn't go on sale, but we had the.
Those are, we have to talk about the detailing.
Yeah, I was like, we only usually talk about things that go on sale, but these are fantastic.
I want to know who the artist is who did these.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't given enough credit to whoever that artist is.
Well, I think it's somebody internal at Addi.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
But no, they're fantastic. So it's I learned that it's a cormorant bird.
A cormorant. It's Egyptian bird.
It is, yeah. So I didn't know that until these dropped.
Justin makes a good point. They should have sold these.
Yeah.
Like we get remakes for the dumbest fucking reasons. And then we have a guy who has what will go down as a legendary season.
It's right now a criminally underrated season. Like, he has been unbelievable.
I do not think people realize how good he has been this season. Like, you look at the numbers, blah, 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 but he also passes the eye test.
100%. 100%. Yeah. He's been incredible. And he gets these boots. Okay, it's for being top goal scorer, but this could be a real nice encapsulation of his season. And we can't buy them. I do really like the giveaway that they're doing for them, though. I think that's smart as hell. I really love that. So if anybody doesn't know, what Addi are doing is they've got one location, which I believe is it in London? I think it's in London. Odd that it's not in Liverpool. But anyway, they've got one location where people can go to on a certain date and they will 3D scan your foot. And whoever goes and has their foot scanned and ends up with the foot that is the closest shape to Mo Salah wins the boots. It's like amazing. It's like a Cinderella kind of idea. I didn't come up with that comparison, by the way. Somebody else gave that to me. But that is such a good idea.
I love cool. That. That's really cool. That's more people. They should do stuff like that for like player boot giveaways.
Absolutely.
I love that idea because I think the other thing it does is it gives you a stronger connection with that player.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's even a little look on the inside, like, Mo Salah's foot shape, and imagine the person that gets that. My feet are the same as Mo Salah's. Like, that's awesome. So huge props to Addi for both the design
that's really cool.
and the way that they're giving away, I think, one pair, maybe two pairs of those. The only criticism I have is that they absolutely should have released those instead of some other crap.
I can think of maybe 5 or 6 boots that I can immediately just kill.
I can think of every single F50 they've released.
Well, besides that, I would gladly sacrifice 90% of the Mania remakes for a pair of these.
That is a bold call. I think that's depending on
It's
how you
not
feel about
bold.
things. I would too, but obviously I don't buy the Mania the Predator remake, so I don't care.
And probably I you know what? Not just those. I would do 90% of the Mania remakes and 90% of the Accelerator remakes. And
yeah,
it's two birds with one stone. We get a cool release, and then we cut back on all these.
We don't need that many.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I have you lost me or have you lost Andrew?
Frozen.
People in the chat.
Again.
I cannot see Andrew right now. I cannot see or hear.
Oh, he's
Andrew.
completely frozen now.
Oh, I think it's me.
My gosh!
I think I'm the problem.
You will be judged
it's
in
me.
this afterlife for your
I'm the problem.
Mania
It's me.
splendor. I feel like I'll get to the gates,
okay.
and that's not going to be the reason I don't get
Hold
it
on
happen. So I'm okay
second.
with that. Or he's pulling a shard.
Oh,
now he's probably frozen. He was a bit buggy earlier too. The
hello.
Yeah, that's
did I freeze for a bit there?
Oh, you did.
I thought you froze, and then all of a sudden I realized I was like, "This is me, isn't it?"
Yeah, it
is. Okay. You all missed out a treat there. When I realized it was me, I sang a little line of Taylor Swift just to, because it felt appropriate.
Nope.
But nobody got to see it.
People are saying resellers have hacked you. They're not that smart, guys.
Clearly.
They're not that smart.
Again, all resellers not bad. Just the scalpers. Scalpers is the word to use. So, however, with that said, I assume the salads are going in great. Top tier.
Obviously.
So with that said, and with us saying that we would ditch the majority of Predator remakes in favor of that particular boot, let's talk about a Predator remake, in my opinion, the most egregious example of a Predator remake that should not exist.
Yep.
Let's throw up an image.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I have the originals here, and then the back of the remakes. By the way, I think the way that equipment is done is poor. I don't know, that looks very good at all. Then I'll swing to the next picture, which is a couple of pictures of the remake. So you've got the sole plate, which looks terrible on this boot.
Yeah.
And then I'll just flip to the final picture, just here, which. So this is what's going to. I got the picture. So this is going to annoy most people, and I absolutely see why. So obviously the originals are there on the left, and then on the right we have the Zidane kind of silhouette. It's not completely a silhouette, but on the underside of the tongue of Zidane hitting a volley in a pair of boots that are not these boots. That was a year before he hit that volley.
Yeah.
In a pair of completely different boots. So it was in a Mania. And the year after these boots.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Talk about not having football people in your space. In your design team. This is the perfect example.
Yeah. It's a perfect example of so many things. Like, it's egotism, it's short-sightedness, they have been mining their past like crazy to make sales, but this is just beyond mining their past. This is also just killing the mystique of stuff. Absolutely.
There is, so obviously I've criticized the boot's look there, and I think there is a lot of this boot that hasn't been done particularly well.
Yeah.
But the bigger problem is that this boot exists at all. They should have never, ever remade this boot. This boot was special. It had mystique. That's a great word. That's exactly what you said. And you're destroying it just for the sake of trying to ship out another few units. Surely eventually somebody has to sit there and realize they're doing more harm than they are good. It's not worth the sales to continually damage the history and the legacy of your boots and your brand like this. These boots, of all boots, shouldn't have been remade.
If they'd done something like they made this and made it made the colorway to where it alluded to this colorway, I'd be fine with that. The fact that they've done the exact colorway is what is just...
Put the colorway on a current pred. If you want to do like a kind of call-in or something like that, that'd have been great. Do that.
Yeah.
Don't remake the boot. And if you are going to do it, don't do it badly.
Yeah, exactly. It's just their whole approach with these Predator remakes too has been so poor. They've killed off, for me particularly, and I'm not a huge Mania guy, but I like the Accelerator enough. For me, the Accelerator and Mania mystiques are gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just do not care about those boots anymore.
Yeah.
I do not give a damn. And like, they could have managed this to where they covered loads of different preds, and they just haven't. And they just said, oh, it'll be cheaper for us to keep producing colorways of these, come up with unique stuff. But all they've done is tarnish the image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Xabi Alonso ones look pretty cool. But again, like, you're going to do that right after we knew this was coming. Like, so stupid.
Yeah, I think the sorry, go on.
No, it's just greed.
Yeah. I think you can debate how good or not good the remake is. I think the silhouette is the most obvious error.
Yeah.
But I think the fact it exists is the problem. Like, that is the key problem. The fact that boot even exists, it really shouldn't have done. Of all the boots and colorways they should never have touched, for me, that's the one. Don't do that one.
It's number 2 for me. Number 1 is that Silver Precision that came in the Chrome 10.
Oh, yeah.
That was limited 333 pairs per country and had the countries stitched on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Those
That's
are number 1.
Yeah, fair enough. I absolutely see that.
Yeah.
I like Ollie's conspiracy here. They're drilling the hell out of all the Golden Age boots so that people don't care anymore, and they lap up the latest releases no matter how bad they are. Oh, I don't think they're that smart.
Richard Wyatt just released a couple one-to-one of this. If you're going to do this, and I mean complete with the 101 Sir Alex approved blades too, because he hated the original plate on these. Yeah. Oh yeah, never remake their Yin Yang Pulses too.
Yin Yang Pulses, another great call for something that they shouldn't remake.
Josh, the Melia 2 is updating, not the Neos. The Neos just updated 2 years ago, so they won't update those yet.
Dr. Shoot says at least the Zabi Precisions look good. They do, but I still think it's apathy. Like, I've really reached the point where I'm just like, and it's the exact opposite of what I was talking about with the Hypervenom.
I love the Precision. I absolutely love the Precision, but yeah.
Just
we want power swerves, but now
we do want power swerves.
But I'm not sure I want a power swerve. They're not using kangaroo leather, and if they do this whole assembled in Germany stuff, I don't think I want them.
Yeah, it's mad how they've gone with like made or assembled, as we say in Germany, and it's actually made them worse. Like the build quality of those Manias from made in Germany.
F50 Plus, the F50s they're remaking. Like, why was the 2006 Tune-It the one we got first?
That was weird. Was weird. Yeah.
They went on. They got marked down at retailers. Like, how could you have not seen that coming?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that. That was a really obvious one. That was actually I did a really good job selling those. I lost some money, but I sold them like at a very small loss for what I could have ended up selling them at. So
they are.
But yeah. Justin says, how cool would it have been if those were also synthetic, like the ones I sent you? I still think it's a good idea to have like a second tier on some of these remakes, like to have like the two. But there's so many remakes that I think that also becomes foolish.
It would also cannibalize their sales.
Yeah, it's just not gonna work.
Richard is right. We should get the Addi Powers because those will they will definitely hold up today.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I found a pair on a German resale site and they looked brand new and they only wanted 95 euros, and I went to check again and they're gone. It was the blackout.
Oh well, you didn't need them anyway then.
Yeah, I guess I didn't need them anyway. No, I need to
Um,
sell more boots again first.
the Addi
Justin,
Power,
shut up.
the Addi Power, I think would be great with fusion skin. I think if they combined the fusion skin with the Addi Power, I think they could do something really, really nice with that. That would be a really great boot. So, an AG Addi Power. That's a good call, Ollie. I like that.
They have HG ones available here. The Nitro Charge was a cool boot. It did, aside from the first two colorways, it did not sell.
I think that was its problem. It was kind of cool, and I think like generally it's not bad. Like some of them, it's not a bad boot.
So
the first gen.
The people who like that boot absolutely love that boot. Like,
yeah,
I remember we had people coming in buying 3-4 pairs and just stocking up as soon as they knew it was being discontinued.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like I say, it doesn't even have the kind of history. I don't think people look back on it and be like, "Oh, Nitro Charge," and things like that. The main thing I remember about the Nitro Charge is that there was a Lucasade colorway.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh dear.
I've tried the Addi Power SLS or the SLs.
I used to have a pair of the SLs. I had the
yeah, you did.
I had the purple and slime green SLs.
I think there's a pair of black orange floating around here somewhere as well.
Yeah, and I currently have, thanks to you actually, the Beckham, the blue and
oh yeah, that's right,
fluoro yellow Beckhams.
They're too big for you now, but
they are too big for me now. Yeah, they're a size US. I think they might be an 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5.
Yeah, that's a disaster, isn't it? I might, put 2 insoles in. Do go the reverse of taking them out.
Yeah,
put 2 insoles in, see if I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think Clippy makes a good point. The Nitro Charge came out when everyone was still obsessed with lightweight boots. They also kind of came out at a time with like that Predator change and things like that. So there's maybe a bit of a rejection generally towards that whole era. So they were an unfortunate victim of their time, I would say.
DJ has remakes would slap, but no one would buy them. Same with Umbro.
Yeah,
we have an Umbro remake here.
What do you have?
We have the XAI ones, the Zeiss.
Okay.
Like the ones that Owen and Shearer wore in like 2001, 2002. They are fucking awful. They are the stiffest thing ever. It's got a similar look, but the forefoot's been changed. The sole plate, it's got the old HG sole plate that they used back in the day, and yeah, they're awful. Like, I showed J Mike when we were in the store, and he was just like, "What the hell is this?
What is that?" I assume he didn't buy a pair.
He did not.
Shocking.
He did buy a few other things, which I will let him talk about.
Yeah. That seems fair enough.
And he made it to where I found another boot I need to review because I'd forgotten how good these were on feet. So thanks a lot.
Interesting. We will take this question from DJ here, and then I think that will be us for today. We'll do a short little members chat, probably like 10-15 minutes or so, and that will be us for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. So DJ says, with the Predators bringing awful colors back, what model and color would you two like to see? I assume you mean as a Predator remake, DJ. So Andrew, is there a particular, I assume your answer is the Power Swerve.
It's the Power Swerve,
but which Power Swerve?
The Olympic colorway.
Which one's the Olympic one?
It was white, like goldish yellow and red, and had like flames on it.
Yes. Beautiful. I think I'm also going to go for a Power Swerve because it seems like the most logical choice. And I'm going to go for the Confederations Cup one. I like that.
I had a pair of those. Yeah, it was very nice.
It's a very nice colorway. I also had a pair of those, which I think is why it's in my brain. I'm like, that was cool.
The Beckham Climate Cool ones were really comfy.
Actually, you know what? There's the answer. It's the Beckham Climate Cool ones. That's what I want. Yeah, that is that is the answer to that question. The Beckham Climate Cool. How did I not go there first?
Those are so comfortable.
I never tried them.
They're very, very, like, Those and the white gold ones they did for him, I always kick myself for not picking up.
Yeah, no, I had an opportunity to pick up a pair on like resale for not cheap, but not astronomical, and I didn't do it, and I absolutely should have done. But DJ says anything Berbatov will. You know that wearing his boots doesn't make you have his touch, right?
Yeah, right. Seriously.
There you go. Justin says white, dark blue Beckham Climacles.
Yeah, those were really nice too.
Good choice. Confederations Cup Tiempos would be a cool remake too. That's a nice call from Dr. Astute. There we go. And I think that is us for today.
Yeah.
Look at us. That's almost bang on an hour. What is happening? Amazing. So thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you very much for everybody who is on the leaderboard and using it as such. That'll be fun to see what happens as we go forwards. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Go and check out Andrew at Lockhart Boot Blog and me over at Boot Wizard. Please do go and check out my Vinny Jr. Video because it's doing very, very well. But Josh SR4U dropped his just as we went live, which means that all the traffic's going to go to Josh. Stop it happening. Go and watch my video. Watch me, not Josh. Send people to watch my review. It's doing so well. Don't let Josh kill it.
Oh, yeah, and I should have my TLSS Libero review up tomorrow.
Boom. There you go. There's your reason to check out Lockhart Boot Blog.